we're such a passionate, like, don't misgender anyone, don't be
Right.
racist against anyone,
Don't exclude anyone.
don't-
march, hold signs, protest.
Exactly.
Make a difference.
Why
stand up
doesn't our
against it.
music reflect that? Is it purposeful?
Hi, welcome back to Gotta Be Me podcast. We're happy to be here again with you for another episode of our discussions that we do weekly. This podcast is dedicated to exposing and dealing with the effects of oppression and then talking about how to find an answer. Today we would like to talk about our generation, and hopefully in our next couple podcasts that's what we like to talk about. And we are Gen Z. I'm born in 2001. She's born in 2004.
2004.
I forgot that we are your hosts. We are your hosts. And I am Sophia Benyon, and this is my cousin Peyton Benyon. And at some point, we're going to hopefully get more microphones, and then we're going to have...
Bring more people on here.
Yeah, we won't just be hosting nobody, hosting each
Be
other.
more engaging.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, we want to talk about our generation, Gen Z, and we'd like to discuss Gen Z's music. And hopefully we'll get back to the issue of oppression a little bit as we go forward with that. But we thought it was an interesting topic to discuss because we were thinking about our generation and how our generation is, in general, I feel like, tends to be very concerned with people that have been oppression and issues like that.
Super justice oriented. Like,
Right.
if you look like who is going around burning down cities, which I don't condone any burning down of cities or looting, but I feel like we're kind of crazy. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, we will mess stuff up, and we kind of have a little rebellious streak in us. I
Right.
mean, as most youth do, right?
Right.
But you can see the pendulum swing from generation to generation. But we're talking about how we're such a justice-oriented group of people. It seems like the most popular music would be pushing that
Would reflect
agenda.
that, right?
Right, justice. And I mean, it's not that there aren't songs about justice, but it's just if you look up the top 10, even 20 songs, you hardly find anything that's justice oriented,
That's
which
really
is strange.
interesting. And that's really interesting, right?
Who are some of the top? We should have had your phone here so
I
we
remember-
could see what they were.
But I remember, well, the source that we looked at for 2023, I know for sure Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, Rihanna was on there.
Those are some of the artists, but some of the top
the songs.
songs
You're talking about songs.
were like Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat.
What is that song even saying? Anybody in the comments?
Please post down below,
if you
or
have a
if
thought.
you have any suggestion of songs we haven't heard, let us know. But I'm just thinking, like, the top songs are about that, and we're such a passionate, like, don't misgender anyone, don't be
Right.
racist against anyone,
Don't exclude anyone.
don't-
march, hold signs, protest.
Exactly.
Make a difference.
Why
stand up
doesn't our
against it.
music reflect that? Is it purposeful, right? And I think about the conscious music of the 90s, right? Like, they were coming into their consciousness
Right.
of what it meant to be black, and they were...
And I think it's only fair to say those might not have been the top 10 songs of that generation either. But I think in the black community as a whole, like we were talking to some of our dads and older and uncles and older black people in our lives, and they were saying, like, at the time, the black community knew those songs.
Right, and there was like a large demographic that
was
was
listening to it, right?
to that.
There was
right?
a large
and those
demographic
songs were
producing it as
actually
well.
educating, right? They were giving young people their history. Like,
Right.
if you know these certain rap songs, like Globe Holders, like, you'll know about the war on drugs. You'll know
Right.
about the Nicaraguan drug ring that was involved in the war on drugs if you listen to that music.
In his book Hustling Backwards that we reference a lot, Brother Stephen mentions that actually some of those songs were the only education about black history that the children of those eras were going to
Because
get.
it wasn't in the history books.
But it's not like that. I mean, history books still aren't what they should be, but there's a lot more opportunities to learn about black culture. There's clubs, there's things that you can join and do, and the music is not the only way. But that's because as a community and as a generation, we become more concerned about it than ever. So why is our music not reflecting that?
One thing our music really does reflect is, I was reading about it, said we have more music that talks about mental health than anything
That's
else.
a good thing about our
Which
music.
we have become a lot more aware of that. But I think
Which is
there's,
very
like,
positive.
so many sad songs, right?
Right.
Like floating around, like everyone's
And they're very
producing
aware.
that.
For sure, Billie Eilish is in the top 10, and her songs are, what's her Happier Than Ever? Her songs are sad.
Her songs are real sad.
I think like they're talking about the sadness, but I think still the songs are not talking about necessarily why. And most importantly, the songs are not talking about how can we fix this now. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about
There's no arrival. It's just like I relate
an expression
with
of
this
it,
song,
right?
And
I'm
that's
not
great too. You
right.
need that.
You need songs that you can listen to, like, oh, that's me in this song. Like, I feel this song, and this song expresses what I can't say in words. Like, songs can be such an outlet for emotions and things
Okay,
like that.
Sophia, I'm curious. What is your favorite song to listen to right now?
Favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Your favorite song.
You know what song I really like right now?
Yeah.
You know, 7 Years by Lucas Graham.
Okay.
It's not even that new.
Yes, we've been hearing it so many times.
Yeah, I think that might be it. That might be it. Like,
yeah. Just the stage of life that you're in.
Yeah, I guess. And it's
a couple years behind, so maybe that's why I don't appreciate it as much.
Yeah, you're not 20 yet, and it says once I was 20. Like,
yeah,
you have to But no, that's just a song I'm listening to right now. That doesn't mean it's my all-time favorite. And you know what? I really like listening to the music of the 90s because I like conscious music.
It's our parents' music. It's like,
right.
We grew up with hearing them hear it.
So it's nice in that way. But it's sad to me that we have to travel back in time like that to get music that is meaningful and powerful. And
music is so important because it's not just like it's not just the melody, it's not just the beat that we love so much, which there are some songs, you listen to stuff just like, it's got a great beat, it's got a great melody, right? But like music, in his book he said you're allowing it to minister to you and you're allowing it to fill up your spirit.
Well,
so
just like in church, right?
It's a lot more powerful than maybe we sometimes think about. Music holds spirits. I think about in the Bible. You talk about King Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel. He said, when the music plays, then you're going to bow down to my golden image, right? So the music had the power to do that, and it was causing people to bow down to the wrong image.
So music moves people.
Music moves people.
That's why it's so important what our music is talking about. And we are not making this podcast to say there's no good music of our generation. Come on, we're Gen Z. We love the music of our generation. And we also think I'm also sure that there's someone out there making conscious music.
But it's not what's promoted. They're not the top 10. They're not the top 20.
It's not what's being pushed.
They're not the top 50.
Right.
And I think that's a problem. I think it's purposeful. The top songs are kind of empty songs. You know what I mean? And the spirit of them is not moving us towards
It's not moving us toward answers or towards solutions or towards, okay, so this is the problem, but this is how we can work against it. Like, it's not giving us that, right?
I believe that that's purposeful because like I said, our generation is crazy. And I believe if we found out about a lot of stuff, a lot of gimmicks would be up. They would be over. I believe that.
Yeah, that they wouldn't be able to pull that one over us because of, and music is so powerful, like, especially in this age of social media that we live in, the age of social media. I feel like everybody says that, but between, TikTok and YouTube and whatever other platforms you use, you can get a song. You can go from nobody to 100,000 listeners like that.
Super fast. Because everyone can self-promote. They can promote
so
their
much
own selves.
And you can say so much with a song. Remember that one man? I don't remember, like, Oliver somebody. Do you remember his name? With the orange beard that, like, went from 0 to 100, like, a bunch of listeners.
I don't know.
He actually, I felt like his song was saying some good things, but he's older. Like, I'm not saying, okay, so so a lot of people making conscious music today are also not of our generation.
Right, like you've got J. Cole and Aaron Cole. Did I just say a wrong name? I hope not.
No, I think I know what you're talking about.
And then you've got, who else is there?
I don't know. Nobody.
They're leaving my head.
Comes to the top of my mind, but I know there are people, which I realize that people of our generation are younger and will, like, grow into themselves and as they grow older.
Right.
But I'm hoping for more artists that are producing music that is like
Yeah, and not to say that we're like the conscious community experts.
at
We're
all,
just
at all.
recognizing, and we hope if you have any artists that you think like, hey, y'all gotta check this person out. I'm serious, they got something to say. Please post it in the comments
mention
below.
them. We'd
I'm
love to
always
look it up.
up for new music.
Yeah.
I love new songs.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah. And we're not trying to just come on and say, you know, we know all about music either. Like, we're not experts. We're just talking about what we've observed.
Just the age we are,
yeah.
what we listen to, what we hear.
What we've been exposed to. It would seem.
It's just real talk.
That there's a lack. Not that there's a total absence, but just there's a lack of conscious music. And I hope somebody rises up and writes some songs that have that meaning and that moving power towards some answers. Well, it's been great to be here with you again. I think that's all we have for you today. Hopefully in our next podcast, we'll talk some more about Gen Z. I feel like our generation is so powerful. Like, there's so much housed inside of us. And there's negatives too. Maybe we'll deal with that at some point as well. But we have a big future, and I feel like we have a big job to do. And I can't wait to see us do it. I think our generation is called for a special thing. Well, you know what time it is.
Peace, love, and hair grease.